I noticed that when you ask these people, these protesters, these liberal protesters questions, they seem to be not very bright. It's as though they're protesting, but they don't really know the issues that they're protesting. Have you noticed the same thing?
Absolutely. They are really comfortable in a group atmosphere.
Yeah.
They like the idea of coming out in the morning with their sign. They take pictures of each other's signs. They share them on social media. Oh, it's so cool. They do the chants. But that is comforting to them because they're part of the group and they think, oh, you know, I'm right, he's right. We all couldn't be wrong.
Right.
But if you pull them out one by one and say, all right, let's talk about guns. Like, you know, what should we do? And they give you a vague response like, oh, ban assault weapons.
All right.
What's an assault weapon? Which side are you on? I'm not doing this interview anymore.
Yeah.
So it's very shallow. Their knowledge is very shallow, and they are just the loudest, most outraged voices. And in a culture right now, it's like a outrage culture, their voices have value for some reason.
They also seem to be very angry, and I often wonder, why are you so angry? You don't even understand the issues. Have you noticed that they're angry?
Very angry.
They are angry. Why are they so angry when they really don't know the issues? They don't understand what's going on.
I think a lot of it comes down to like cultural Marxism in a way. I think Andrew Breitbart really touched on it years ago, and those things are all still true today. They're the oppressed, and anyone who appears to be against them or on the other side is the oppressor, and they're convinced. So they've basically been brainwashed by the mainstream media to believe Trump supporters are Nazis, or, you know, anyone who isn't supporting the gun march wants more mass shootings or more children dead, and it's ridiculous.
It is.
And they've really, I think a lot of it has to do with the echo chambers too. They're so buried in their own echo chamber that when they do meet someone from the other side, their first reaction is, oh, it's one of those Nazis.
Right.
Like, what are they gonna do? What are they gonna try to do? And meanwhile, it's me on the street, like, hey, like, what's going on? Let's talk about it. And whenever I try to, you know, push them a little bit and like really pry and say, like, why do you feel this way? What do you really believe? How did you form that opinion? They kind of scatter. They don't like to go there.
At any time, do you find some of them are independent thinkers, even though they're out there protesting, or do they all seem to have the same mindset?
There's a few independent thinkers, and there's some people in there who I think will soon be more right-leaning, just because what's right and what's left now is so different from what it used to be. So anyone who's like even in the middle or slightly left can be considered right-wing now. Like, we're seeing that with like Dave Rubin and just real normal independent central thinkers. There's some people who bring up points like the military-industrial complex, and I'll agree with them and say, yeah, maybe we were overly involved in certain areas for our own best, best interest. Maybe that was a little insincere and bad for the world. Like, I can agree on certain issues like that, but for the most part, it's people that are watching the news who think they're educated and think it's on them to, you know, stop Hitler before he rose to power in the 30s. It's like one of those things. They think that's what it is.
So this comes from the brainwashing of the educational system?
I think educational system for sure, and the news. The media and education for years has been strongly pushing their agenda, and now we're seeing the fruits of it. We're seeing the results, and it's scary.